Welcome back everyone. Today we're looking at Tinderblox. Now this tiny metal tin of a game is a dexterity game that sees 2 to 6 players sitting around a campfire and slowly building it, putting on logs and flames and fire, and hopefully not making it dangerous by making it all fall down. So how does Tinderblox play? Well, the game starts off with a campfire card in the middle with 3 blocks on it. On a turn, you turn over the top card of that deck. It will show you either a block or blocks that you need to add, and if you need to use your normal any hand or your non-dominant one. So if you're right-handed, you'll have to use your left. Now, that does make it quite an interesting dexterity game from just that twist. If it's a single block, you use the tweezers, take it out of the box and add it to the campfire. If nothing falls off, you're all good. It goes on to the next player. If it's a multiple block card, you have to build it in the design it shows on the card before adding it. Now if things fall off while you're building it, it doesn't matter. But when you add it to the structure, again, if anything falls off, it's a danger because it's a campfire and you're eliminated. If you're eliminated, don't worry, you're not going to be out for long, because realistically these games take, I've seen as short as about 10 seconds, and at maximum it took about 5 minutes, but that was with 2 people and we were just being really careful to slowly build it up. You can see when there's more people maybe egging each other on that it would be much shorter than that, because everyone's going to be trying to screw each other over. And that's one thing that this game can be. A lot of dexterity games that are competitive, there are some cooperative ones, a lot of them turn into, once you've mastered that, okay, how can I screw you over? Tinderblox does that because all of a sudden you go, well, if I put my blocks there, they're on the edge, they might fall off, it's going to be tricky to build around or add on top of for the other player, and that's basically where the game resides. Having to switch between your hands, depending on the cards, is also a nice one. Although I do wish that the cards had almost used a slightly different way of doing it. The symbol for use your non-dominant hand is on the card. Now there was a game, I think it was by Pretzel Games, Men at Work, that had the description on one side, and on the back of another card it would say what you've actually got to do it with. That combination means it was completely randomised the entire time, and I think you could have got away with the non-dominant hand being on the back of some cards, and then what you're placing on the other, on the other side of the cards, and you could have always sort of never quite known if you were going to get the dominant hand, non-dominant hand, and maybe they could have thrown something else in there. The games do feel a bit samey, but some dexterity games do. Like one of my favourite, Catch the Moon, it's the same every time, but it's still entertaining. I think Tinderblox is close. It's good, but not mind-blowing. The fact that it's in such a small portable tin, you could just about fit that in a hoodie or a coat pocket, not jeans pocket sort of thing, and take that out with you somewhere you're going, and it needs a very small play space. You could effectively get away with sort of this much space, the tin, the card, and then someone could even hold the deck. That's how small an area you really need for this game. To get that all in this sized box and have a relatively entertaining experience that doesn't take too long, I think that's great. I'm not at the moment, but normally I love to go and travel, and to get a game that you can throw in a carry-on or a suitcase that you can just spend half an hour playing in a hotel room or something of a night, just to pass a little bit of the time before you go back to go to sleep before the next day, then that's pretty good. It's not going to be for everyone, and it probably won't get to the table over some of the other bigger dexterity games, but for transporting it when you're travelling and stuff, I think Tinderblox could be good for you. Round the table, because it's so small, I don't think the 6 is going to be too good, because you're going to be having to sort of lean in over each other to actually do it. But the other end, 2, 3, yeah, it works really well. Anyway, that's Tinderblox, the tiniest dexterity game I have in my collection that's just come out. So there you go. If you've enjoyed, if it's kind of informative, you know, about this tiny game, please check out other reviews and stuff on the channel. Give it a like, apparently that helps. And I'm Oliver East, signing out.